So today I'm just in my courtyard. I just purchased a new tent, the Coleman Hooligan 4. I'm gonna try to put it together the first time today before I take it on a trip. It's got a lot of stakes. I haven't tried this one before. It looks pretty cool though. I like the rain fly. Let's see how long it takes to put up. Here we go, let's try it. I'm all wrapped up in here. So there are two main body poles. Got a tiny pole, which we know is for that little window ventilation. It's gray, so we know that's the rain fly pole, it's not black. And we've got two black poles. Now this is fully sleeved, so it's a little bit tougher than most tents nowadays that just have clips. Pole one is through. Pole number two. Let's get measurements of this before I stake it in. There's our 9-foot sides. The entrance side is 9 foot, and then right at 7 foot there. The rain fly, just from the images, I'm gonna say probably goes up to about here. So I'm guessing we're gonna add another 3 feet to the 7 foot side. So we're gonna be about 7 by 10. A lot of these instructions always say to stake down the tent first. I tend to wait until I get the poles in. That way I can get the full tautness. Look at all these stakes. Holy wow. That's the most stakes I've ever seen for a 4-person tent. What do we got? 1, 2, 21 stakes. I don't know how many are actually used. Sometimes they give you an extra 1 or 2. But we've got 21 stakes here. Let's see how many it takes. The vent pole is very, very, very taut. So that was really difficult to get in there. So you gotta be careful not to stab the netting. Just be careful when you're putting that in because you are stretching the netting quite a bit. And there's so much pressure on this pole, if you slip, you're gonna put a hole right in your tent. All right, here's the big boy stuff. This is why I'm really testing out this tent, because this rain fly is a beast. Okay, so I'm realizing now that these instructions that are sewn inside of the Hooligan 4 tent case, it says your tent may not resemble these instructions. These are for illustration purposes only. There's an additional window that requires stakes it's saying to do, which is not on this tent. So build at your own discretion. I think I got all the Velcro straps fixed, and as I anticipated, I did have a Velcro strap for the pole for the rain fly in the wrong place, because the Velcro straps look exactly the same as the straps that go to the tent poles. The instructions kind of stop there, so it looks like there's more stuff we need to stake out that's not staked. So let's figure out where and what those things are. Every single stake got used. All 21, I believe we said. As you can see, this is a very guy line heavy tent. Hell of a rain fly. Overall, it's a spacious tent. I can almost stand up just in the vestibule. I'd say there's probably about 3 feet here. Roughly 10 feet. So this is a 10 by 10 tent when you have the vestibule up. It doesn't look bad, right? It's good on camera. That'll sell a tent for you. I don't love this tent. It's a bitch to put together. Something's wrong with how much it's pulling from the rain fly in the vestibule. I definitely wouldn't call this a 4-person tent, but as with any tent, I subtract 2 from just about whatever it says. This vestibule is damn cool though. I mean, that's the only thing redeeming about this tent. It keeps it nice and shaded in here. Got a lot of open down there, so wouldn't even bother tarping your vestibule area, honestly. No privacy door. So you really can't use this tent without the rain fly if you want any privacy. You're hanging out, people to see. Height-wise ain't bad. I'm 5'9". You're not standing up in this. That's a whole different class of tent if you're trying to stand up in it. But I can stand up more than my coffin style 3-person. So me standing up all the way, shoulders hit the top. So, you know. And the rain fly is the majority of the tent. The dome is easy as hell to put up, as you saw. Since I got it on sale, we'll give it a shot. It'll be nice to pseudo stand up and have some space. And you know, here it is. All right, I'm here in Alabama Hills, California, in the Eastern Sierras, and we are gonna try to build this Coleman tent in the field. One thing of note in this area is, you know, look around me, it's all boulders, everything's boulders. Sorry if I'm making you dizzy, but yeah, we're gonna try to put it up here. I don't know if this ground is stakeable because it is all rock around us. So as I suspected, since we are on a giant rock here and a bunch of rocks, the ground is not stakeable, which makes building a tent complicated. I really don't know the tips and tricks for this. So what I did is I found a couple larger loose rocks and I put them inside the tent in the corners. It stands up. Like I said earlier, that's the benefit of these dome pits. Thank God I brought it, because without stakes, my other tent wouldn't even stay up because it requires them. So this one will stay elevated with some rock weight. So I'm gonna find some more rocks to hopefully weigh down the tie downs for the rainfly and get the rainfly on there. Well, she's going up, but let's see how these rocks last. I'll have to find more though, because as you remember, we have 21 stakes to replace with rocks. I'm obviously not gonna stake everything, but just wanna get the rainfly at least a little bit tight so it actually is a rainfly, even though it's not gonna rain out here, but the rainfly also helps prevent wind issues. So hopefully we can get a couple more rocks and get them tied off and we'll be good to go. So what are the pros and cons of this tent, and why am I returning it? It is a nice tent. It's solid in the wind, it's got a spacious dome, it's self-standing, and it packs fairly small for a 4-person. But the cons for me outweighed the pros for the most part compared to tents of similar size and price. It has way too many stakes and way too many guy lines. Every time I walked out of the tent, I tripped on a guy line, and the entrance is so low that it was very awkward coming out of such a high dome and then ducking down and then kind of coming up like you're coming out of a tunnel. And then another small thing is that if you don't use the rainfly, it's just a fully screened tent, so there's no privacy. All in all, it's not a bad tent, it just wasn't the right one for me, so I returned it.